leaves it with the running back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And defense nowadays, they don't look at stats of what is the yards per
fuck, bro, I meant to do my phone number. I gotta do that son.
Plays they can create. Because why? Now you look at second down, man, it just became very predictable.
You know what I'm talking about?
Offense. Nice job creating the loss on first down.
What's 48 thing, the final?
Well, this tight end, he's got size,
I gotta do it on promo.
some athleticism, and he's very difficult to cover
Yeah.
one-on-one. Defense
is it hard?
their hands full with him today.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Toss to the left. They were all over him, nowhere to go as that third down play turned into a disaster. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes the catch, he's got enough. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. The definition of four-down territory has changed over the last few years. It extended into their own territory there.
Anywhere, everywhere, just look at the card, right? That card's supposed to tell us what to do, but maybe I'll go for it anyways. This offense took a little bit of a gamble, but they get the first down. Nothing to worry about.
And they try to run inside, and there is nowhere to go. Man, oh man, the ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way. At least create a hole so your running back has a chance. Not there, he didn't have it.
To the air, it's Gabriel. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And he's got it inside the 35. Touchdown, Oregon! And once he got loose, it was all over.
I think a lot of people probably expected to see that, right? They're playing on the road, and you know this is going to be a hostile environment, but they've got the better players, and we've seen that before. And there was no hesitation. Opening drive, they go right down the field, they score a touchdown, and they made a statement.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Here's the return from inside his 10. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. First down here for the offense. Wide receiver coming across in motion. They'll try the run. At the 40, there he goes. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. An explosive play to start the drive, and they'll try to keep the D on its heels. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. They're bringing heat. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
This pass rush is serious, man. When you watch them on film, they do a nice job in the back end, taking away all the throws downfield. He's trying to get to his check down, but that pressure gets to him, and the hit forced the incomplete.
On second down, looking to throw. And he hauls it in inside the 30. And he'll go out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they've got it right on the doorstep.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. You just got to get him to the ground quickly.
On first and goal, they have a chance to answer with a score of their own. They'll try to get it in with the run. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense. Alabama pushing the tempo. Swings it out to his running back. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Alabama! And he made the extra point without problem. A very efficient five-play scoring drive. He'll bring it out. It's low. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Jesse, a very productive drive last time wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. The give out of the gun. Yeah, it's a bit of a surge, and he's knocked down after picking up 3 to the 26.
Yeah, and the running back didn't get much here, but, you know, you clearly want to always establish the tempo, run the football, be consistent, make that defense physically meet the challenge.
Caught near the sticks. It's Stewart. At the 45 on his way. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds.
Love the individual effort by the wide receiver after the catch, making people miss, showing you the speed. Now he set up his offense down in the red zone.
Handoff from the gun. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on first down. And you want to create 2nd and short, 3rd and short, or just get first downs like that run right there.
Pushes ahead. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown Ducks. Now you know why you do all of those squats, all of those deadlifts, extra time in the weight room.
No doubt. Get that lower body strength so you can just shed people off you. What a great job smelling the end zone and getting in.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, you know, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
To the air, it's Milroe. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep. Now on 3rd and 10, if they can move the chains here, maybe they can get this drive started. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. It's caught downfield. Alabama with a 1st and 10 here.
Hard work pays off, guys. These offenses work so hard week in and week out, working on those critical down distances, 3rd downs. And having that conversion this early in the game, that's got to feel good for this offense.
Through his hands and incomplete. He normally makes that catch every time. It's 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. From the gun, running back on the move. Cross the 30 to the 35, and that's a gain of 6. Alabama quickly back to the line. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Off the play fake. Unloads to the wideout. Got it in the middle. It's Law. And how about that? What the doctor always ordered. An explosive play to the 40.
And I really like when offenses attack over the middle of the field. Between the linebackers and the safeties, there's usually a soft area that you can usually have some success. And a really nice job by this offense taking advantage of those areas.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance.
These receivers on these scramble drills are going to have to play with a little bit more urgency because this pass rush is getting after the QB. He was flushed out to the left and wasn't able to complete that throw because of the hit he took.
Dropping back, it's Milrow. Showing the arm strength to the left. And that will fall incomplete, and we have played one. Boy, they tried to end the first quarter on a high note to no avail. Second quarter's coming.
14, Alabama, 7.
Now facing a third down as they come back to the line after the break. Back to the air one more time. The quick out. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Alabama trying to convert this fourth down.
Now, 4th down.
The back goes in motion. On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. The completion well past the sticks. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. Sometimes we don't give enough credit to a receiver knowing exactly where he needs to be on the field, and they pick up the first down there.
Yeah, and you got to give the receiver credit, obviously knowing where that is, but the defender needs to know where it is too. Where is he trying to get? That ball's going to come out quick. He didn't really understand where the sticks were. Because of that, he gives up the first down. He would just be a little bit more aware as a defensive guy.
Quarterback will audible. Wants to fire on second down. Dumps it to the back. Nearly picked off there, and he might be the last guy on the field you'd expect to drop that one. It'll be third down.
And a golden opportunity slips away from the defense there. That's one he'd love to have back. He knows he should have come away with the interception there in the red zone.
Coming after him. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. They'll send out the kicker here.
Number 14 on the field.
It is perfect. So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they got to stop the bleeding right now.
And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
Man, that's an impressive play. This dude is so dominant. And I'll tell you, we don't have enough time in this broadcast to list off all the great Alabama D linemen, especially in recent years. That play right there, that reminds me of a guy I played against back in the day, Cornelius Griffin, playing on the inside of Alabama's defensive line. You knew every single time you dropped back, you were going to have that guy in your lap. He was always pushing the pocket, and he was always collapsing it with his speed and athleticism and his first step. That last play right there reminds me of some of these great players we've seen on the Crimson Tide D-line here in recent years.
On the run, it's James. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
Back to pass, it's Gabriel. Quickly to the tight end. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. I think a big part of this for young quarterbacks out there is if you're going to be throwing into zone coverage, you got to throw on time. You can't stare down receivers because the entire defense has their eyes on you, so you can't telegraph where the ball's going. You've got to hold it to the very last possible second. Try to freeze defenders with your eyes, and then throw the ball into open areas of the field, anticipating where your guy's going to be.
Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. It's the 2-minute warning, and we'll see if the offense can tack a little something extra on their lead before the break. And the Ducks will snap it on 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Lost one deep down the right side. Into the house. Touchdown, Oregon! They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point is good, and they have an 11-point lead. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
21, Alabama, 10.
The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. Here comes that Alabama offense. Getting late here in the first half, they'll have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And the offensive play caller here has to really be dialed in. It's important down 2 possessions, David, that they're able to score some points. So you got to call your best stuff in this 2-minute situation.
And it's such a good opportunity to come into a one-score game, create that momentum, get some good juices going for the second half, because obviously, you built yourself a little bit of a deficit. You need some good things to happen, and it needs to happen on this possession.
Still on his feet at the 45. Afterburner's coming. He's at the 10. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
And that's a nice drive, a nice physicality, punching it in with the run game. And here's the thing. I like where this offense is going. Nice job creating some momentum going into the half, cutting down the lead. This thing could get really exciting. Nice job answering the bell right before the half.
And they tack on the extra point to cut the lead to 21-17. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone, it's low. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like 2 heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you've got to find somebody that can make a play to create something. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some way, shape, or form.
That's a way to give yourself some breathing room. Now the second play of the drive from the 36. Looking downfield, it's Gabriel. Throws to the wideout. Right on the money to the outside. He dragged the toe, and how about the ball placement? Only the receiver could get it. It's 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. He's going to pass. Steps away. Shoots it to the left. Got his man all by himself. Touchdown, Ducks! Reeled it in and just made the house call.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Two-point conversion attempt is coming. The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. Well, that was less than choreographed. Everybody going on their own snap count there. Not much of a decision to make. There's the defense will move them back. Let's see if they can roll snake eyes in a good way and get the deuce. He's looking to throw. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Alabama, 17.
No shot at a return. It's out of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Line gets set. First down. Looking to move it through the air. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete. After the misfire, now on second down. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Back to pass, it's Milroe. Fires to the wideout. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. Looking for more room. He goes out of bounds, but he just about did it himself. What a return after the interception. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of balance, right?
Headed to the end zone, and he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Oregon! This dude is revving his engine like that duck coming out on a motorcycle. He is putting up points and finding the promised land.
And it's nice to have a guy that can do that. Goodness gracious, they just keep finding at Oregon these trigger men, not only throw the football, but guys who can pick them up and put them down and make big plays.
17.
The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. And the offense takes the field, ready to go back to work. Wants to throw on first down. Caught in the backfield, it's Young. Still running at the 40. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half.
And that's why for the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
That's reeled in. It's Hale. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. And they'll come to the line with less than a yard to go. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. Quickly complete. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
How nice is it as a quarterback when you don't have to throw post routes to get great stats? No, I can just throw it quickly to one of the fastest players in the entire nation and let him burn this defense.
They'll throw it from the red zone. Floating away. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
We talk a lot about this at quarterback, right? Hard focus downfield, soft focus around you. He wanted to throw that downfield. He just felt the pressure. He knew he had to get out of danger. He was able to do that, use his speed, go get north up the field for a first down. Well,
touchdown time! That is the ultimate grab and go for the score.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. He'll bring it out. It's low. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. He wants to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Oh, picked off. And they get the takeaway and prevent points from going up just before the end of the half.
And that's why as quarterbacks, you cannot telegraph the pass. You cannot stare down your receivers because these defenders, they're watching. And that defender knew exactly where the QB was going with that football, and that's why he picked it off.
Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Fires toward the end zone. Touchdown, Bama! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And that's his second receiving touchdown of the game. My man is just finding pay dirt. Tell you what, these are the kind of guys that you continue to feature throughout a game when he can do this kind of damage after he catches the football.
They'll try to get the 2-point conversion here and make it a 3-point game. Looking to throw, it's Milroe. Throws for the tight end. And that was so close to a turnover in the end zone. The defense almost with the huge play. So here comes the kickoff after the touchdown, and the last thing you need right before the half is to give up a big return. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Off play action on first down. Fires one high and deep. Oh, and it's picked off. Threw it right into the teeth of double coverage. And he'll be brought down, and that's how we'll end the first half. The Ducks will line up to kick off and start the second half. It bounds through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They ought to have some confidence based on that first half performance, but they certainly can't let up in a game like this.
And I think this possession is really, really important. And I say that because they had a lot of success, but they're still losing because the defense can't stop anyone. They need to set the tone here in the second half.
And it's exactly that, David. You got to create momentum here early in the second half. You only do that by going out, marching the ball down the field, and scoring right away, trying to put pressure on the opposing offense.
Getting some heat. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
That is how you start a drive. Meet the physical challenge on first down. Rush the quarterback, get the sack on second down, and now put him in a 3rd and long situation. Nice job by this defense.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Escapes the sack. He's going to take off. Crosses the 30. He's got a lane. And he scoots his way to the first down and then slides to avoid the hit.
I mean, these quarterbacks nowadays can run so fast. Think about who you've got chasing them. Defensive linemen, those big old defensive tackles, defensive ends, linebackers. They can't catch him because they're faster than them nowadays. So much speed, so much electricity now with these guys.
Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Back to throw, it's Milroe. And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up 3rd down. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. It's complete. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man zone. That's where he was going with it. And the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Just gets rid of the football. Nobody to throw it to. It'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. They keep attacking through the air, using his feet to buy time. He'll let one go down the right side. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
The Tide with the 1st and 10. From the red zone, looking for a space. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Miller. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Alabama comes to the line with a 1st and goal. Fast motion from the offense. They'll try to get the corner here on the jet sweep. Pulled down for the tackle.
Well, you obviously want to get your receivers the football down here in the red zone, but it's tough to throw it to them because the windows are so small. So I like the idea, handing it off to that guy and seeing if he can do something with the speed.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Looking to pass. It's Milroe. He's got it on the move. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
Looking for the touchdown on 3rd and goal. They won't let him in. He had a nose for that end zone, but he will be stopped short.
And he does everything he can. Tries to scramble, tries to make something happen. Nice job by the defense getting him to the ground. Down by more than a field goal. Interesting decision here on 4th and goal.
The kicker looks a little disappointed. He'll not come into the game. They'll go for it on 4th and goal from the 4. The snap sets up to throw. They intercept it. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
We've just seen in this game the ball's just gotten away from him a little bit. A couple of times, just hasn't been able to put it where he wants to. And as a result, that's now his 2nd pick thrown in this game.
The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Well, let's see if this drive goes better than the last one. They were in and out quickly after the quick pick, David.
Yeah, first play, big mistake, man. Now, let's get this offense in a little bit of a rhythm. Maybe before you open it up again, Palmer, or do you trust him right away?
He seems to me like the guy maybe that just needs to kind of get into the flow of the game. So maybe you get the running game going here and just give him some easy looks to let him get lathered up.
Pressure coming. Hit as he throws. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. They've got them pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down.
Well, in the first half, this offense was up and down the field. It seemed like everything they were dialing up was working. And here we are in the 3rd quarter, and there's a very rare incompletion on their own end of the field. Maybe that's the play the defense needs now to spark some momentum.
Throws to the wideout. Makes the grab, and it's plenty for the 1st down. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29.
That tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. 4th down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why.
He'll come out throwing on 1st down. Fires to the wideout. Got his man. It's not just a dual threat guy. You go back to Dan Fouts or Bill Musgrave or even Justin Herbert, and passers not in short supply for the Ducks.
And when you think about the Ducks, you always think about the fancy uniforms. I think that's one of the first things that come to mind, but the guys you just named, it's been built on flash, but it's also been built on substance. Great players in their tradition, in their history, and just like now, just the recent history, Bo Nix, another one of those guys that's put up big numbers.
After the short completion, it's now second down. To the air, it's Gabriel. Right down the middle. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming.
And that's your goal. Separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically jar that football and knock it out. Nice job by the defender.
On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there. When it's a good throw, you've got to make the catch. You've got to be able to make that play.
Fires to the middle. Makes a connection. First down to start the drive after the break. He'll just keep slinging it. Finds his man. It's Ferguson. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
This is so interesting right now watching this offense stay aggressive. They've got the lead in the fourth quarter, and you're thinking at home, we got to just run the ball and try to bleed the clock. They found something on defense they're taking advantage of. 2 straight completions. I won't be surprised if they throw it again.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. On second down, he'll let it fly. Got it! And he'll run out of bounds just short of the goal line. Wanted to get it in, but couldn't quite get home.
You know what's interesting? At this point of the game, with the lead in the fourth quarter, the defense is expecting them to run the ball. And because they're putting so many guys close to the line of scrimmage, they're taking advantage, throwing it. 2 straight completions now back-to-back.
This offense not only has a chance to extend the lead, but they can also drain that clock. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. After getting knocked back, it's second and goal from the 4. Tries again to get it in. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
So loud it's rattling your fillings on third and goal. Trying to run it in. And he's knocked down.
Man, it has been a long drive offensively. I just feel like you got to pay this off and be aggressive. You're down close. Punch it in for a touchdown here, Paul.
Yeah, and inside the 3-yard line, I think I might try to finish this off with a touchdown. I ate up a ton of clock, wore these guys out. Now they'd have to go the length of the field if I missed.
That is no good. Still up by 5 after missing that chance to put a little padding on it, guys.
And that's just a chip shot. That's just a field goal they got to make in this.
Here comes that Alabama offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Looking downfield, it's Milroe. Throws to the tight end. Almost intercepted. It'll fall incomplete. The defense almost came up with a turnover.
You just wonder if that last interception the quarterback threw last drive is starting to affect him and what he's seeing right now. He's seeing ghosts. Doesn't look very confident throwing the football. He's lucky the defense dropped that last throw.
Not a lot going on there. Picked up a couple.
Well, just a really nice job there on that 3rd down, trying to get after the quarterback. And obviously,
My controller died. Hold on. I gotta get a charger.
make the play in the backfield, but really nice job pursuing. You see the athleticism and the speed they have, how they play as a unit together. Only giving up a little bit of a gain and now setting up 4th down.
It's 4th down now, and this likely the final snap before the 2-minute warning. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and the defense needs to come up with a stop to close this thing out. To have any chance to pull this game out, they have to convert on 4th down here late in the 4th. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And that is a backbreaker. It's fourth down, though. Listen, you got to throw the football. You got to try to make a play. But the defense came up big in a big moment.
Absolute shame. Missed it. Missed an opportunity for a little cushion. The lead is still 5.
You wonder if mechanically something is off with this kicker. That's now his second missed field goal today. And guys, we've got almost perfect conditions to kick the football. I'm not sure what's going on.
It's a draw. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. To throw, it's Milrow. Firing to the right, complete. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. It's complete. Touchdown, Alabama! They've got the lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, and a nice job in the 4th quarter making plays, and a nice job being on the same page. QB, receiver. You could tell he broke with the football. He caught it in stride, gets into the end zone. Nice pitch and catch right there. Nice chemistry by the QB and wide receiver.
From the gun, he'll try to throw. Into the end zone, the 2-point conversion is good, and now they're up by a field goal. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. It's low. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. They'll throw it on 1st down. He's going up top here late in the game. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Makes the catch and knocked down.
Well, they don't pick up the 1st down there, but in this 2-minute situation, they need their quarterback to be decisive, to be accurate.
You beat me one time, bro.
See what he's able to do as they inch closer and closer.
And I didn't even have a regular team. I had the franchise jump.
To stop the clock. They got the 1st down, now in plus territory and a chance to save themselves. The Ducks come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking to go up top on 1st down. Buys a little time with his feet. He's got an open man. Touchdown, Ducks! And in the final moments, they've taken the lead.
Really good execution by this offense. Late in the game, under a minute, score to take the lead. It's what you draw up. It's what you dream about. But now, my defense has to go on the field and get me one more stop.
And the extra point is good, and every point counts. It's now a 4-point lead in the 4th. Now that they have the lead, this kickoff unit has to stay in their lanes, create some field position, and hand it over to the defense. And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return on that one for a touchback. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. And they're going to have to fight this defense, and they're also up against it with time, Jesse.
Yeah, no doubt, Reese. And this quarterback now, he's going to have to show off his poise, David. They practice these late-game situations, but how's this guy going to respond?
And I got a little bit of time to work with here, so I watch the defense, and if they're going to drop back and play real conservative like they tend to do late in the game, let's get a few shots over the middle first before we have to take that deep shot.
Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Running back goes in motion. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Complete to the left. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st first down. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. Comes out throwing on first down. He wants a big play here late. Makes the grab. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. And inside a minute to go, they've got the lead. Needs this one to push the lead to a field goal. And it's good, and he pushes the lead to 3. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And what a late touchdown in the final minute that is likely the game winner here. The kickoff team out there and ready to go. He'll bring it out. It's low. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. And if you list the priorities here, Jesse, first thing, get your kicker into his comfort zone.
It's a balance here between...
And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waiting moments. That could be a costly play. They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. Wants to throw. It's Gabriel. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. He was thinking big return, didn't get that, but boy, did he give his offense an opportunity at the 31. Looking for a productive play on first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. They're trying to get to it. Finds the tight end. That will be the final play as they make the stop, and the clock has expired here. Well, this was
Hey, Boski, you on next?
out there today. We thought it would be a high-scoring game, and it certainly delivered.
If you love offense, then you love this type of game. Both offenses going up and down the field. Seemingly it will.
Hey, Boski, you on next?
But, David, I feel like if you're a fan of defense, maybe this wasn't your cup of tea.
More defense optional. You didn't really get too much of that stuff, but, listen, you got to get a few stops.
What, man?
You got to get one, actually just kind of one stop with this many points that was being scored. You got the stop late. That's why you got the dub.
That's